Welcome back to another episode of 40 Facts about the 40K universe. I am your host Gershwin and you are watching One Mind Syndicate. Today we continue talking about Imperial citizen life as we get into 40 facts on the ocean worlds. If you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. We post Warhammer 40K content every single day. We love the lore as much as you, so subscribe and hit the little bell notification icon if you haven't done so already. If you have any suggestions as well, just comment down below. But with that said, let's get into 40 facts on the ocean worlds of the Imperium of Man. An ocean world is not an official Imperial planological classification, but is a term in common usage among Imperial citizens for those planets whose environments are a single globe-straddling ocean across entire surfaces, with perhaps only a few small islands serving as the only land masses. Since the term ocean world is not an official Imperial classification of the administratum, but simply a label used to describe the planet's predominant environmental feature, most ocean worlds have been settled by mankind, are officially classified as civilized worlds, feral worlds, or even death worlds, if the environment conditions or extant marine biosphere are hostile enough to human life. Ocean worlds often produce hardy people, superbly adapt to combat in marine environments, and so become prime recruiting grounds for Imperial Guard when it needs regiments for amphibious or underwater operations. But ocean worlds serve many purposes for the Imperium of Man. Along with recruitment worlds, they are also most often used as agri-worlds. Populations of the ocean worlds are mostly employed with gathering, packaging, and shipping of seafood and algae to feed the populaces of other worlds. Despite being a relatively peaceful place to live, life on an ocean world is hard, and the average lifespan is about 40 years. Most people live on large farming rigs that are suspended over submerged reefs and rocks by numerous cables. The people of ocean worlds tend to possess a high degree of tolerance to motion sickness and contact with slightly caustic environmental conditions. Despite their harsh life, something about an existence on an ocean appeals to many people here, and they become sick if taken from their homeworld. The harsh conditions are perfect for abhumans like the ratling and ogrons. The ogrons are used for heavy lifting that comes with operational large fishing equipment. Since there are no beasts of burden on most ocean worlds, ogrons are always welcomed. Rattlings adapt well to ocean worlds because of their small stature. The cramped living conditions are not an issue to these abhumans. Many ocean worlds are home to large populations of rattling, more so than humans. While this is frowned upon by the Inquisition and the Adeptus Ministorum, the rattling higher sex drive outpaces that of a human. A variety of animals and plants live in the seas of ocean worlds. The vast majority of them form a vast platonic soup drifting in the great oceans. Alien flora and fauna are common, but for the most part, species like the cod and tuna are introduced from other worlds inhabited by humans. The cod and tuna usually flourish on many ocean worlds, and many new species have deviated from the original Terran fish to become new breeds that take over the local ecosystem of the planet. Amongst the ocean worlds, large sea creatures tend to lurk in their depths, like the great serpentine waterworms of the ocean world of Ithaca. Mature male bullworms often are known to grow up to 300 meters in length and are used for space marine initiation rituals. Some of these real monsters of the deep found on ocean worlds attack Imperial ships and rigs, while uncommon, massive and ravenous whaleworms or huge crab-like monsters have been known to destroy entire shipping platforms or mining rigs. Almost every large rig on the ocean planet carries some form of large weapon, such as a macro cannon or defense laser, to defend itself from the sea monsters. A small planetary defense force does exist, but the terrain of the planets means that the force receives very little training, if any at all. The Adeptus Mechanicus has expressed interest in ocean worlds for a variety of reasons. Deep in the depths of most Imperial ocean worlds are natural occurring rocks, gems, and minerals. These underwater treasures are then used by the AdMech to build stronger weapons made out of rare crystals, or healing bombs made from dusty minerals. The ocean worlds of the Imperium have also been known to hide ancient civilizations, from dormant Necron tomb worlds to crash-landed colonization ships full of STC technology from the Dark Age. The Adeptus Mechanicus has even found utopian cities built by the old ones beneath the waves of ocean worlds. The discovery of an ocean world can even spark conflict within the Imperium, as the Adeptus Mechanicus attempts to take control of a planet's resources that were originally discovered by venture investors or royal families seeking to expand their fortunes. Because most ocean worlds have small populations, it's easier to detect any chaotic corruption. That is not to say that there has never been any reports of chaos taint within an ocean world. But because the majority of the population knows each other very well, the chances of a chaos cult springing up without being detected are very rare. A few cults have sprang up in ocean worlds. They have been corrupted from the top down. If the planetary governor can be corrupted, it makes it much easier for the rest of the imperial hierarchy to become corrupted, as long as no inquisitor comes snooping around. The biggest danger is corruption of the exports of the planet. Because so many planets in the Imperium rely on the resources provided by the ocean worlds, if the resources become contaminated, the chaos taint can spread throughout the entire sector. For example, if the algae export of an agri-ocean world becomes contaminated by Nurgle's rot, the poisoned algae used to feed the Imperium could spread Nurgle's disease and kill millions, if not trillions of lives. One of the most famous ocean worlds is the complete ocean of Spectoris, an ocean-covered agri-world in the Calixis sector of the Segmentum Obscurus. It is the subject of many legends. Some say there are sentient xenoforms of vast size inhabiting the unexplored watery depths of the world. Others claim that the world's ocean itself is sentient. When the Lord Militant Angevin's world surveyors first discovered the ocean world of Spectoris, they were delighted by the vast quantities of fish that the planet seemed to promise, and readily noted it as a potential agri-world for future development. As the human population of the Calixis sector grew in the centuries after the Lord Militant Angevin's conquest of it, so did its need for food. The sector governor declared that the time had come to begin harvesting the piscine crops of Spectoris, a task that would prove far easier to order than to achieve. The Imperium soon found that the native denizens of Spectoris' sea routinely destroyed all foreign objects that were placed within the world's ocean, effectively halting any large-scale collection efforts. For decades, the legendary Complete Ocean held the settlers of the Imperium at bay, leading many to believe that the world's ocean was sentient in some inexplicable manner. At last, frustrated by their inability to progress the world's colonization and development, the Adeptus Mechanicus turned to one of their more eccentric-minded members, the somewhat infamous Genitor Halix Redol. Genitor Redol was known to be associated with a faction within the Mechanicus known as the Organicists, a group of tag priests who esteemed biological enhancements had been equal in value with their cybernetics, a somewhat radical, if not heretical, position among the adherents of the cult Mechanicus. Redol applied his keen intellect to the Spectoris problem for 5 standard years before hitting upon a solution. The Genitor discovered that the form of sectorian sea life, roughly analogous to terrestrial coral, was attracted to certain chemicals. By blending the chemicals with a bonding agent derived from the Spectorian fish, Redol created a compound known as coral paste. The paste draws Spectorian coral to whatever it is applied to, soon creating a natural layer of sea life that causes the creatures of the world's ocean to regard the uncrusted vessel as native. The Genitor's success opened the way to large-scale imperial harvesting and development of the world, and coral paste is now regularly applied to all the Spectorian sea-going ships, no matter their size, as well as being repeatedly caked across the entire hull of the planet's sole underwater habitant, Encandium. Coral paste has proved to be useful to the colonization of Spectoris as a makeshift hull repair agent on a number of occasions. Its utility is marred by the fact that it must be reapplied frequently, else the coral covering can deteriorate with lethal results. Coral paste is a highly regulated substance due to the extreme value of the great many Spectorian species of fish. which inevitably bring poachers to the planet. And those were 40 facts on the ocean worlds of the Imperium of Man. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, share it with your friends on Facebook, Twitter, or whatever social media you guys use. If you guys have any questions as far as the daily lives of an Imperial citizen, let me know what those are and we'll try to create a video for it. I want to create a video on the daily life of an ocean worlder in the eyes of an Imperial guardsman, because like we said, these are recruitment worlds, so there are planetary forces that have completely different training regimes than a regular Imperial guardsman. So I'll make sure to create a video for that. But again, suggest any other topics of Imperial life, Imperial citizen life that you guys would like us to cover. We'll try to create a video. If you want to support us a little bit more, jump on over to Patreon. A simple $1 a month helps us create more videos for you guys. If you can't, we understand. Simply by liking, commenting, and sharing, it really helps out the channel. With that said, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. This was Gersh1 with One Mind Syndicate, signing out.